A guy with 3 wins at this racetrack. Very successful here in Richmond is Kenny Wallace, and he will start 7th tonight.
When you talk about Kenny Wallace, you want to talk about the early 90s. He won 3 times in a row here. 94, 95, and 96. Kenny Wallace drove to victory lane. You watch him here, he roughs up old David Green and drives around him and drives off to the checkered flag.
Michael, he is a race car driver. He tells us that all the time. And he's hit the refresh button, and this year he's got a great car, good team, and he's getting a lot out of it.
It's a lot of fun also to see the enthusiasm. Kenny's getting on up there in years like me and you know, but yet he still has that drive, that desire to be a part of the story. And he tells us that every week.
I heard Kurt Busch say there that Kenny Wallace inspires him to have a good attitude.
Kenny Wallace, those two battling for 5th, right behind the 12 of Sam Hornish.
Got to watch these cars when they're all bottled up like this. They're on low air pressure. Car moves around a little bit more. Don't want to get into somebody early in the race here and cause a wreck.
And that's what Kenny Wallace is threatening with doing right there, Darrell. He slid up a little bit in the middle of turn 1 and 2 there, giving Amarola a good run off that corner, but Kenny's fighting back on the inside. Look at that, side by side.
Kenny Wallace holding his ground. Eric Almirola still trying to complete the pass on the high side. We know that the racing groove is going to move up the racetrack as they continue to put rubber down, but we're only on lap number 3 of this race.
These are the fastest cars. Denny Hamlin, Sam Hornish, and Kenny Wallace, all 3 of them right now are running faster lap times than our 2 leaders.
Right on lap.
Let me add on Kenny Wallace a little bit. He came on the radio and said, I'm about a 3 tight coming off the corner. But he said, guys, I tried to drop that left front tire down on the apron to free it up. And he said, boy, oh boy, did she get free. I don't want to do that too much anymore. He's hugging the bottom of that line for sure, but about a 3 tight off.
That's exactly what they are.
That 09 car, though, I'm watching him. I mean, he can go, Kenny Wallace can go where he wants to tonight. He put that thing in under Sam Hornish down there and went right on under him and right on by him. He's got a great car right
Kenny Wallace 4th is Eric Almirola, and Brian Scott has the 5th spot.
That's got to feel great for Kenny Wallace to hear you say, running in 3rd, Kenny Wallace. He drove around Eric Almirola and Brian Scott. He's up to the 3rd spot. He's running times that are totally comparable to the leader. Kenny's on a roll.
He's after Carl right now, and I believe he'll get him. That car, watch it go around the corner here, Michael. Right down on that yellow line, hooking it.
Kenny Wallace's last top 5 finish was Memphis back in 2008, where he finished 3rd.
And his last win was all the way back in 2001 down at Rockingham.
Alex Sadler making the move on Reed Sorensen.
I talked to Kenny yesterday about that win in 2001. That was a huge weekend for him. He ran 2nd in the Pennzoil car on Sunday.
There he goes. Speaking of 2nd, here goes Kenny Wallace. Takes 2nd away from Carl Edwards.
He has got to be,
man, he's got to be happy.
I'm surprised we can't hear him laughing all the way up here, because he got to be smiling ear to ear.
And the last time by, he ran exact same time as Denny Hamlin, and that was with Carl Edwards holding him up a little bit.
Kenny Wallace experience going to victory lane at this racetrack, right?
And Carl Edwards just came on the radio and said, can someone tell me who's driving that 09? Who is that? It's Herman.
Right on by goes Kenny Wallace. Takes 2nd away from Carl Edwards, now chasing after Denny Hamlin. Kenny Wallace, we talked about it, documented it. 3 wins at this racetrack, but it was 94, 95, 96. That's over 14 years ago, the last time he won at this track.
Josh has done a nice job in that car.
Check out this battle for 2nd. A guy that's been making some really good time. Fastest lap times on the track is Eric Almirola. He's caught Kenny Wallace.
Now Eric Almirola looking to the inside, trying to take 2nd away from Kenny Wallace. They're door to door, working through the turn.
Kenny gave him the bottom. You know, he saw that anytime a really smart driver, a veteran driver, he sees somebody chase him down, he might try to race him a little bit, but he's not going to take any chances. Kenny knows he's got a good car. Don't mess up.
Keeping his cool. Again, Eric Almirola looks to the inside. Battle for 2nd continues. Almirola in the 88 on the inside. The 09 of Kenny Wallace on the outside, and Almirola will make the pass.
And even sometime, you know, say, okay, I'll give him the bottom, and all of a sudden you move up to give him the bottom, and wow, I'm pretty fast around the top. Maybe I found another groove.
But Kenny Wallace stayed right at about 2.2 seconds behind race leader and could never close that gap. It's Kenny Wallace still holds on to 3rd.
Comes Kenny Wallace. Ricky Stenhouse, and here comes Carl Ray.
Leaders coming to you, Ray.
Yeah, Kenny Wallace is talking on the radio saying, I'm a little bit tight in the middle, but it's pretty good. Don't go too far for me, Zippy. Talking about Scott Zipadelli, he said, I don't want to make too big of adjustment and get out of the game here. Hermie?
Yeah, Denny Hamlin on the way to his gas for 4 tires. His car's a little bit free on exit. They're going to make a small air pressure adjustment, getting back on the racetrack. That's Denny Hamlin, the leader.
Kenny Wallace running second. He's 6.4 seconds back.
No adjustments for the 09 and Kenny Wallace. They're very happy with his car.
That 09 of Kenny Wallace, he takes that position, moves up to third. Kenny Wallace back to fourth. Fifth.
Dog's gone. Doggone.
Almirola, Hamlin, Stenhouse Jr., Paul Menard, and Justin Allgaier are your top 5. Kenny Wallace, Elliott Sadler, Brad Keselowski, Steve Wallace, and Josh Wise, your top 10.
Say, one thing that may have happened to Kenny Wallace, do you remember what he said on his pit stop? Really, I don't think you need to do anything to the car. These crew chiefs...
I'm taking my hand and put it lower. Turn the wheel more, it's better. Step 4. Just gotta turn the wheel more.
Sounds like he's turned the wheel more. The car has gotten tight. What these crew chiefs know is I have to adjust on this car every time it comes into pit to keep up with the racetrack. If you say don't do anything to it, you're going to fall out of the top 5, and you're going to find yourself going backward here before long.
Now, one of the things we talked about restart was Carl Edwards was in that free pass position, had the opportunity to hold on to that. Well, the problem now is Denny Hamlin is starting to lap guys once again. So currently on the lead lap, just 11. Ryan Truex now the last car on the lead lap. He just put Stremme down a lap. So now Stremme is the Aaron's Lucky Dog recipient if a caution comes out.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin's lapping all those wave arounds there now. You know, the guys that wave around, they have to start at the tail end of the field. Denny's caught those guys and putting them a lap down. But
Kenny Wallace on the way in here. He needs a little bit of a splash of gas. They're not going to do any tires on this one. But Kenny came on and said, this car is so fast. I have been manhandling this thing. Remind ourselves to put an 8-to-1 steering box in this thing. I'm plumb beat.
Well, he hasn't had any brakes. One time they've really had just able to slow down and think about it. And that was way back on lap 125.
Now, when he says slow down to 24 seconds, that means you got to get out of the gas. That means you're coasting into the corner. That means you're not matting the thing when you get back into gas. You're squeezing back into gas. Slow down. He's got a lot of room here to slow down.
Kenny Wallace running in the 6th spot. He's a lap down. Right now, Allgaier.
Get back in your rhythm here. 15 hard laps. I need 15 hard laps.
12 laps to go. 3 cars on the lead lap. Allgaier, Menard, Kenny Wallace, Elliott Sadler, and Brad Keselowski. Those 5 cars are 1 lap down. How about Kenny Wallace? He's a lap down, but most recent on pit road, so we know he's going to have enough fuel. Kenny Wallace back on pit road.